So 51, man. We got Jason from VSU, Vinyl Supply Unlimited. He was the first person that believed in us and decided to let us advertise for him. So Jason, we appreciate you if you would just introduce yourself.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. My name's Jason with Vinyl Supply Unlimited. Um, I'm excited to be on here. I've been watching it. I've been seeing what you guys are doing, loving what you guys are doing. But I'm glad to finally be a part of it, be actually on camera.
Appreciate you.
It's your boy Mike Tees. Y'all should already know, and you, of course, I'm happy. We got Vinyl Supply Unlimited in the building, and first, before we hop into this interview, you know what we got to do?
Pay them bills.
Yes, sir. We the smallest in the game with the biggest guest to do it.
Period. So that. Before we get started, man, I got to shout out. We got a sponsor, Vinyl Supply Unlimited, authorized Caesar dealer, the only Metamark. They sell the only Metamark decal vinyl in the country. You get with Vinyl Supply Unlimited, put in
Squad Creative.
10, you get a 10% discount off your order. Free shipping over $50.
Once again, head on over to vinylsupplyunlimited.com for all your crafting needs. Yo,
it's a fantastic commercial.
Yeah, man. Courtesy of Mike Tees, man. Late night, don't sleep, Mike Tees.
Not in this world.
Period. So, man, let me ask a couple questions. Jason, can we talk about your journey into starting Vinyl Supply Unlimited? Where the idea come from, and how did that happen?
So, I was a screen printer. How I first got in the industry, I was a screen printer. I was more front end of the house. I worked with somebody. It was great. We did really well. We got really big in the area. And everybody kept saying, hey, can we buy your scraps? You got scraps. You got scraps. And we seen the writing on the wall. My vendor came to me one day and was like, hey, you guys should start selling this. You guys should start, offering this. We had a good sized place. We had the room for it. And my partner at the time wasn't the biggest fan of it. It's a different game than screen printing. It's different.
For sure.
We started doing it, got some success. Him and I just parted ways. And 2.5 years ago, Vinyl Supply Unlimited started. I seen the writing on the wall. I was like, you know what? I want to be one of few versus one of many.
Yeah, man.
In my area, there's nothing like this for a good hour. And so I was like, you know what? Let's go. Let's do it. This is a big area here in North Canton, in the Stark County area. I pull in from pretty far. And I was like, this makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike Tees was telling me, like, he used to have to drive to some whole other town just to get what he needed if he didn't have time to order.
No, yeah, absolutely.
So I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, I think there's something different to coming in a store to see it too. Going online, you don't know what it really looks like until you see it. I sell Caesar. They have, I think, 60 colors of Easy Weed. The pictures don't. I was just adding some new stuff today. The pictures don't do it justice. You can't see what it really looks like. The videos help. The videos you guys do are wonderful. That's fantastic. You can see it, but for everybody to go through and see it all, it's just 60 colors of glitter, 60 colors of Easy Weed. It's just a lot. So coming in and seeing it is fantastic. You come and see it, know what it is, and then you can buy online and say, hey, yeah, I want this color. I think it just makes a difference.
So I want to ask about your products. Excuse me. Can you tell the people what all you sell? But before you do that, let me say this. So y'all see, we've been talking about Vinyl Supply Unlimited for a couple of months. Man, now we putting a face with the name. So if you would just tell the people about what you got going and as far as product wise, what they can expect from Vinyl Supply Unlimited, just hear from the horse's mouth, as they say.
Absolutely. So we are an authorized Caesar dealer. I sell Caesar. Oracal is my other big brand that is well known. I have all the colors of Oracal, 12-inch, 24-inch. I have my own branded decal called Galaxy. It's the competition to Oracal. Personally, it's not my favorite. Oracal is it? It's okay. but I think there's some room out there for some other products. So I carry Oracal, Metamark, probably the best decal there is. Hands down, it's matte, but it's fantastic. I carry sublimation products. That's the future where we're growing right now is sublimation, and we have our own line of glitter for like tumblers, resin. So that's our other big one. Stardust Glitter Co. is the other big one we're growing right now is for online presence and in stores. The molds, the glitters, all the sublimation products. I mean, that stuff changes every day and adds new things. I mean, it's always changing. So keeping up with that is a challenge.
So if somebody what's your turnaround time typically for an order?
Typically within 24 hours. I like to say if you order by 3 Monday, it ships same day. I'd like to say that, and typically it does. But right now with supply chains, it's kind of hard to say. If I have everything in stock, it goes out that same day. But 80-85%, when you start getting into like some of the sublimation stuff, that's a little trickier. If you're ordering 25 yards of an odd color, something like that. But usually it goes out same day, next day if not.
That's still good next day, man. That's perfect. So y'all know that y'all go check out vinylsupplyunlimited.com. Type in Squad Creatives 10. That'll get you 10% off your entire order. And you also do free shipping over $50, correct?
That is correct. That
y'all
is correct. I'm staying with that number as long as I can. With everything going up, we're going to continue with that free over 50 as long as I can. There's some things I don't put on my website because of that. Just certain things you can't. I can't ship free over 50, but we're working on some things like that. Being a smaller company, I'm not a big. It's just me. I got some workers, but it's just me. Can only do so much, but we're getting there. We're absolutely getting there.
How y'all doing out there tonight?
What we got out there?
Mark
What's up,
John, Barb LaFon, South Bay Creations, Craft.
What's happening? Jason, you left me on read, brother.
I did.
You talking about South Bay?
No. I'm talking about South Bay, man. That's my buddy. I'm sorry, I keep dropping my camera.
Now you good, Sam Day 44. How you doing?
What up, Sam?
Man, Jason, I grabbed some of that fashion spray off of you and went on a whole spraying journey.
Yeah, he did.
That's the line we're trying to bring in right now. That's been a little tougher one. I'm trying to bring the whole line in right now through Marabou. They're great to work with them. It's just adding it on. That's definitely one of our next ones that is going to be up on the site, hopefully in the next few weeks. Get that one moving as well.
Okay.
That fashion, I think that's the future. What's that, Zeke?
You have a radio voice.
Do I?
Yeah. We gonna
I was telling Mike, I said, this is like my first time I've ever been on social. I'm not the social media guy. That is not down. I don't post nothing. I don't put my face out there anywhere. I don't do any of
that. Change that, though. We're gonna help
I'm telling you, and I'm glad that you chose your first time to come over here, man. It's a lot of firsts on this show, so I'm glad this is one of them.
Hopefully it's going to allow me actually doing it. That's the thing, just doing it. I got a lot of good information, a lot to show. I just,
Nah, I understand. I wasn't like, even though I did YouTube, I'm not no big put my face to the world thing. Mike T's motivated me to get here, to be honest. Because, every time I click on my TV, I see Mike's face, and I decided I want to be famous too, hell,
Yeah.
So, man, let me, I'm not going to be here long, or I might be popping in and out. I'm literally sitting in the parking lot at the hospital because I'm going to go in and have where I got my leg amputated. I'm seeing some that don't look good, so I'm going to go in there and check that out. But I just wanted to pop in and just meet you, talk to you, get to help get the show started. And I'm going to head in here in a second, but I got one more question before I go. So how did you get started with the vendors? I mean, like, what was the process it's taken to get your vendors? You know what I mean? Because I hear a lot of horror stories about trying to get into selling vinyls and different stuff like that.
It's actually a funniest story. I probably a 1 in a million. Like I was in my opinion, the luckiest person. So I left my partner. We left the screen printing thing, and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't really want to go get a job. I don't know what I want to do, but we got bills, right? We got house and kids.
Yeah,
And I was
man.
like, I want to do this. My vendor, this was a few years ago now, my vendor actually loaned me a small amount of vinyl to get started.
Mm-hmm.
Box of Caesar heat transfer. I don't think I even had decal, just heat transfer. I was like under $1,000. He's like, here you go. And I'm like, okay, here it is.
Yeah.
That's who gets that opportunity? Nobody. I mean, that's a unheard of thing. And, about a year ago, I was kind of contemplating doing this full time. I started doing this full time in November. I was doing a lot of talking to family, friends, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, that's just like, should I go do something different? But it's like, it happened for a reason. I mean, who else gets that opportunity handed to them? I don't want to squander something of that. It's a huge buy-in. I don't even know what it is to buy in to be an authorized dealer. Not only with Caesar, any of the big ones, it's insane to do. You have like yearly minimums you have to meet. Now I'm there now. I definitely wasn't when I first started. We started out of the back of another screen printing shop. We had, I went in a movie store, like a movie rental store, closed down, and we found some of their shelves for free. That was our first shelves. We drove like an hour away and loaded them up in the back of a truck. It was whatever we could do to make it work, and so it was amazing. But yeah, I think it's a crazy story to go from under $1,000 to where I'm at. Not that I made it by any means, but it's amazing what I've gone, and especially in the last year.
Yeah, further than where you was that day.
Absolutely. Yeah, been a
Mike,
blessing.
Sorry. You got any comments out there, Mike, or questions?
Sorry, I've been pushed down. That's South Bay Creations, Graphic Warehouse. How you doing tonight?
What's up?
Well, you're doing great for your first time, Jason.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Customs Journey, Patrice. Prayers up, seek everything. She said.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
That's it. We pretty much caught up on comments.
All right, so man, I'm gonna sign out right now. Like I say, between the people coming in, I may just pop in and out, but I'm gonna get in here because after what I've just been doing this last month and a half, I don't need no more complications. So we don't know if it's like anything bad, but we just gonna make sure and do it. So again, man, Jason, thank you for believing in us. We will talk again on and off camera. I'm gonna try to pop in again, before it's over. But and Mike Tees, thank you for always holding it down, brother. But when I can't be here through this journey, man, you've been solid to me, man. I just want to let the folks know that, people know that, like, because you could just be like, man, we ain't coming on, but you still get up here, get out here, and get it done. Appreciate you for that, brother.
Hey, brother from another mother, you already know I'm gonna hold this down. We got this, bro. I'm praying. Prayers.
Yeah. Right on. I'll see y'all in a little bit.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you, Jason. I will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh man. As everyone just heard, I'm gonna reiterate. He just popped on for a few moments to actually get to speak with Jason. He's actually at the emergency room right now. He's getting checked out, like you said earlier.
Without health, there's nothing. That's it, right? Health is wealth. I mean, without our health, it's all for naught. It's it. Man. Hopefully, praying the best for him.
Customs Journey asked, could you talk about your experience with screen printing?
Screen printing is fantastic in the sense of the amount you can do. Obviously, I love vinyl, but vinyl isn't for everything.
Right.
I even tell my customers, I get 30 people a day walk in my door. Some of them have a whole lot more experience with vinyl than even I do. I was just telling Mike, actually, I know a whole lot about a little bit. I didn't always do the screen printing. My partner at the time, he did all the screen printing. I did more of the sales aspect. Screen printing is great. It's expensive to get into. It's not for everybody, but it definitely pays for itself with the right clientele. There's different ways to go about kind of screen printing. There's a guy locally, I believe I've heard stories. He does stupid numbers. I mean, stupid numbers, and he doesn't screen print. He just uses transfers. Like 300 to 500 shirts a day, just transfers. That's it. It's not custom. It's like 20 designs. So screen printing is great. So are transfers. Vinyl is great. I wouldn't want to do 100 shirts in vinyl. I love vinyl. I'd love to sell you the vinyl, right? But being honest, I wouldn't want to do 100 shirts in vinyl. It'd just be, that's not what it's intended to do.
No, it's not.
I don't think screen printing's intended to print 15 colors either. So, or to do 10 shirts. There's definitely a just like sublimation. Everybody comes and asks me, what do you think about sublimation? What do you think about screen printing? I know enough about screen printing to say you better get a good dryer. You can hand make the rest of the stuff, right? The screens, you can get away with a lot except for the dryer. You don't want to sell 50 shirts to somebody and all washes out because you got a cheap dryer. You made a homemade, you bought one for $300. It's like it's all for nothing. You can have all the great things and spend all the money and the time. If your image washes out, then what? Then what? Nothing. Pissing people off more than anything.
No paint on it and upset.
They put it out of the washer twice and it comes off. And I know every screen printer. Oh, they didn't wash it right. It's inside out. Did you use the coal? Come on, man? I've had shirts for 5 years that I throw in there on hot and dump everything in there. Come on now, don't tell me that. I know like fabric softeners can tear off ink. I know, and I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of people that say, no, you're wrong. It's this, it's that. How come these shirts lasted just 3 years, 4 years until I outgrew them? They've been great. But
that's pretty much with any process, though. If you don't apply the right techniques to whatever printing process that you're using out there, at the end of the day, when they go to wash it, or if they pull on it too tight, or if they tug on it, it's going to show that it was done incorrectly.
If you get into screen printing, man, the white is the hardest color to work with on about anything. White. You have to use a bigger mesh. And again, I didn't do a lot of it. I just learned from listening and paying somewhat attention, right? The white, or the color white it washes out. It's hard to flash in the oven. That's it. That's where you need to spend your money. The rest of it, you can kind of fake it till you make it. But the flash and the dryer, go big with those. That's my advice getting into it. But I'm a big fan of like outsourcing. I know that's like the awful word that nobody in the industry likes to use, right? But it is what it is.
What you gotta do.
If you find some good vendors, I mean, I heard a thing. The best way to make money in a business is have customers before you spend money, right? So if you want to do screen printing and you don't have any customers, wouldn't it make sense to have a bunch of screen printing customers first that pays for your screen printing? That's my idea. If you can do it right with transfers, or a screen printer, or you outsource it, or you find somebody that's worthwhile. I mean, the worst is when you send it to them and they don't do what they tell you they're going to do, or their stuff washes out. But that's the risk you take. My advice, my 2 cents on that one. So this is the conversations I have literally every day about sublimation. Yeah. Should I do this? Should I do that? What do I do about this? And I was telling you what's great is I don't really have an agenda. I don't have anybody that I affiliate to other than myself, which is great. And we were talking earlier about me getting into social media. And I think this is something that I want to start touching on. How many people have my experience? And I have a little bit of experience. Like I said, I don't do it every day, but I don't just listen to comments. So comments are great, but I have small talk with 30 people every day. I get 8 new customers walking my door every day. I had a lady come in today that getting her Cricut Monday. A lot of Cricut users. Getting her Cricut Monday, has no idea what she's doing. To somebody's been doing this I had a screen printer come in the other day. It's been doing this 20 years. And he got out of the business. And now he just makes sure it's at home. So it's like I have these small conversations and I learned so much just from these conversations of what people are telling me. I don't know everything. I'm just kind of regurgitating what it is they say.
Yep. So with all your experience in sales, what advice could you give when working with vendors and choosing which ones to do business with?
I try to stick with geographically close to me. I'll spend a little bit more money if they don't give me a headache, right? Some people like the net 30. I'm not a big net 30 fan. That's where, you get the money. They send you the stuff, you pay later. I don't like it. It's not my favorite. I'll let you just pay for it now. I try to stay with who's close to me. Yeah, I'll pay a little bit more to know that I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it fast. I'm going to get quality. They're going to do what they say they're going to do. If they mess up, they send me more things. They do what they're supposed to do. There's some good vendors out there in certain things. And there's some not great vendors. I mean, we all know that. We've seen them. I've been really lucky. I deal with 3 or 4 vendors, mainly one. I mean, just a few. Marabou's one of them. I deal with them some. They are pretty good. They're not super fast. A couple week and a half. I mean, right now with the low employees, I mean, they're doing the best they can do. So it's definitely not a stab at them. They're doing
Jason,
absolutely the best they can do.
Before you continue, can you explain to them what Marabou is? Because a lot of folks have no idea what Marabou is.
Absolutely. So Marabou, what I purchase off them now and I sell is alcohol inks for your resin. You want to do everybody does the tumblers, the cups, the molds. You use that with that along with the glitter I sell. Marabou's a great product, great supply chain. They just come out with new colors. Fantastic company to deal with. I also sell Easy Marble. That's like the hydro dipping. A lot of people use the spray paint. Spray paint, I'm sure, works, but spray paint's nasty, and it may work for some, it may not work for others. But that is like colors and hydro dipping. I know people get into like the hydro dipping of the patterns and stuff like that. That's not what it is. That's a whole different animal that I don't know hardly anything about. This is more the colors you want. I think there's a couple glitter colors, some metallics, your pinks, blues, yellows. You put it in a bucket, dip cups, shoes in it, put a sealer on it. It looks great. Add it with some glitter. It's phenomenal. Good stuff.
I see you got how many colors you got there? You seem to have a lot. I seen a lot of colors.
The Marabou things.
Yeah, the alcohol ink.
I got probably 50 or 60. They just come out with a new line I'm waiting on right now. They're going more masculine colors, which I love. That's a pet peeve of mine.
Mm-hmm.
I wish we did more masculine things. Everything's love the females, but so many things are female driven. Like, what about us guys? We may not buy it for us, but our ladies do, right? Right. And they're coming out with the new masculine line, the browns, chromes, metallics. Those are really popular right now. The wood grain cups, all those things are Second Amendment cups. Those are really popular right now, always. But so Marabou is great to work with. My favorite thing to dealing with the vendor is when they don't sell directly for me. I don't like dealing with vendors that sell directly because they're my competition. Caesar doesn't sell directly. Marabou doesn't sell directly. My favorite way to deal with them, because now I can direct people to their website for tutorials. Go there. They'll walk you through a lot of it. They'll tell you the colors. They'd actually send you to me because I'm a local distributor. For me. Now, if you're in your guys' industry, find someone local.
Yeah.
Find someone like me.
So I got to say this to you, Jason. All them years when I did find you was like, oh, and the reason for that is because I was going to Joann's for vinyl and I was going to Michael's for vinyl. And I think I was getting like a yard for $28.
It's crazy.
It was something ridiculous. And when I found you, it was just like you had all the flavors. I say flavors, but
I still need to start using that flavors.
Yeah, you had all the flavors and the patterns. I'm like, oh my gosh, I've never seen, this.
That's my favorite thing when people walk in the door. You can always tell when someone's new because they just stop. They just stop and stay at the first rack. First rack's great, but there's 40 racks in here. They stop and stand at the first rack. I'm like, I give them the same spiel and talk to them and kind of show them around, which you don't get at Michael's. You don't get that at Joann's. That's not what you get there. You get that here. No, I don't necessarily work with everything every day. I don't have time. People always ask me, well, what do you make? I don't. I'm very busy with doing this, but I don't know a whole lot about it. But yeah, that's my favorite thing when people walk in, they're just overwhelmed. As you can see, this is just a little bit behind me. These are just a few of the racks.
And for those y'all just looking through that camera, it is very big and it goes all the way around. So they just pick a corner, pretty much.
3 of those, 2.5 of those racks are just Easy Weed, just Caesar's basic colors.
Yeah.
And I need a bigger space. I could fill up it all, but
so outside of vinyl, I know we did talk about some of the sublimation stuff that you carry. How many products do you carry?
I have no idea. And that's the honest answer. My favorite joke is I always say I'm building this plane as I'm flying it. I forget where I heard that reference, but I'm building this plane as I'm flying it. I have no idea. I add new stuff every day. Like I was just adding some stuff on my website today. I've been kind of slacking on that with everything else. And I got some, I believe, mason jars, blankets. I got the 9-panel pillowcases in now, flasks, all these things in my store. Getting them on my website is a whole nother animal, though. I got a couple workers, but nothing. It's 3 full-time jobs just managing all that, I would say hundreds and hundreds of products. I mean, if you go each and then, every color of Easy Weed and every color of glitter, it's probably 400 SKUs at this point.
Sheesh.
If you add everything all up.
It's a lot. It's a lot going on. And I've been there with you on this journey, and it seems just blossom.
You remember that you coming in a year ago with those 3 little racks and 3 little, 3 little tubs of that was it. That was it, Now that was I've been in business 2.5 years, but I kind of say, my first day was November 11th last year. That to me was really like I walked away from a job, walked away. Good job, walked away. This is what I'm going to do. This is it. I'm going to put everything I got into it. And that was kind of, for me, kind of day one of let's go. Go big or go home. That's been my method the whole time. Go big or go home.
It has to be. You got to put 120% into this.
We can all go.
Baby.
We can all go get a job, right? There's a million, especially right now. You can go get a job anywhere, making decent money, but I don't want to be 80. Like, man, if I would have done this, then what? If I would have done that, then what? What if I just tried? Because I'm at the point where I almost try and fail, right? And the only way I fail is I fail. It's not the business. I mean, this won't fail. It's I fail. It was just one of those things that just have to give it a go.
Can you talk with us about a little bit what you used to do before you got into vinyl?
I've been in sales. I was in sales a lot. I worked for Cintas, doing sales. After I left screen printing, I went to the railroad, and I was miserable, absolutely miserable. I was like blue collar job, hanging on the side of a train. Good job. I mean, great benefits. It's a job they tell you to get and stay, right? You make good money, and you got that good paycheck every week, great health insurance. You're living the American dream, right? But I was miserable. It wasn't for me. I didn't like it. But before that, I was in sales. That's what I always wanted to do. That was my thing. And I was like, I want to do something great. That's always what I want to do. And I came to the conclusion a while ago that I'm not that 9-to-5 guy. I'm not that go to work and 7 o'clock and get off at 3 every day and hang out with the family. And I love my family, nothing against that, but I feel like some of us don't
understand that, though. I understand what you mean by that. And for those that don't, it's like I could put my all into it and not work regular hours for however long until I can get to that point I make a set schedule. But you putting your all into something that you've created, and that essentially, like I keep saying, a newborn baby. And as much as you put into it,
it's what you get out of it. I joke if I had a 7 to 3 job, I'd find something to do in the evenings. I would start doing woodworking or you know what I mean? I'm gonna find something to do. So it's like, why not I'm not just gonna go home and mow the grass and take her on the house. And I love that. Don't get me wrong. That's just not me, and I don't let's go with this, go with this until we see where it goes.
I understand that completely. All right, 12 in the watching. Educated natural. I'm looking at the comments real quick.
Maintaining your stock and keeping up with customs journey. That's a good question. That is popular items is a extremely difficult one to keep up with. What's popular? And that changes every day. I would like to think that at some point I can be big enough where I create a trend, right? You know, that's somebody creates these trends. Somebody starts something. I always joke like one of these days it's going to be me creating something. Caesar has been absolutely wonderful with maintaining stock. They are, I mean, it's fast. The only thing that I'm out of sometimes is easy subly. That's it. There's no, I can't get this color till next week. Now it might be like if my vendor runs out or something, it might be 2 days, a day, but it's not like, oh, I don't know when red easy weed's going to come in. I don't know. Last winter, puff became big and you couldn't find red puff anywhere. No red puff anywhere to be found. So that got burgundy and red now. They've looked pretty much identical because there just wasn't any. But across the line, I am extremely lucky that I have everything in here. I sell blank shirts in here just to kind of add to what I have here. I have just a few racks of them. Those are impossible to find. You can't find white shirts anywhere. So like I'm selling all this vinyl, but I'm like, I don't know what you guys are putting it on because I got no shirts. I don't know what we're doing with it, but hopefully we find them somewhere. But you know, it is what it is.
So, y'all, we're gonna go back to another commercial break, and we're gonna ask Jason some more questions and get into the rapid fire. So, let me get to it. Screen printers, aka custom apparel decorators or crafters. Are you on the market looking for blanks? Circle Clothing has you covered. From blank t-shirts to heavyweight t-shirts, tie-dye t-shirts, hoodies, and jogger pants. Now let me talk about this fleece. The fleece, that inner lining on the hoodies and the jogger pants is unmatched. Hands down, softer than feathers. If you are on the market and you need blanks to customize to make your brand stand out with the best premium quality possible, head on over to circleclothings.com today for all your crafting, all your ideal screen printing blanks needs, period. That's it. You don't have to look no further. They got you covered. Check out Circle Clothings today. That's circleclothings.com. So, back. Jason here from Vinyl Supply Unlimited. He was our first sponsor, the one that actually believed in us, as me and Twill go back and forth, and we say that a lot. And we are very appreciative of that. You know, you believing in us and sponsoring.
I didn't even think for a second. Just like, yep.
Yeah.
Sure do it. You know, we've been there for a while now.
You was there at the beginning of my career, and I was there when you started. So
I was thinking that we still got a long way to go.
Yeah, we do.
What are some? I'm going to ask you a question. What are some struggles you have, in the sense of? And I've been going back and forth with this, you know, with doing everything. And I don't even. I'm trying to think of how to word this. You know what we do. Nobody tells us how to do it, right?
Right.
We look at some other people, but we do this how we want to do it. That's the beauty of what we do. What are some struggles do you ever struggle with you're good enough or you're doing the right thing or you're making the right decisions? Do you struggle with those and how do you cope with those? So, is that a struggle that we should even have, you know?
Yeah, yes, most definitely. There's a couple of areas and a different couple of varieties I can break down what my struggles are. It just never seems like there's enough time. So I would say delegating what jobs and what tasks need to be done by what certain time is one of my major struggles. Another thing is being the marketer, the maker, the closer, the pitcher, the every part of this business. Mm-hmm. It's just like that's a struggle, man. Sometimes you get up and you winging it, like I know I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Oh shoot, I forgot to order this. And like my system is kind of all over the place. I understand it. I'm getting more used to writing things down and actually using notebooks like this, you know, stuff to help with the organization. But just being the brains, the muscle, and everything after and between that, that's one of my major struggles.
That's the hardest. I always say, there's a what, 1,000 things to do. 80% of it we don't want to do. Or I say 80% we do want to do, but there's always that 20% we don't want to do, right? We don't want to do that 20%. And I feel like that's kind of what sets you apart, right? Is if you are good or you do those 20%, because we can all just push them off, right? Tomorrow doesn't come. Yeah, we'll do it later. And it's one of my downfalls. Organization, that is key. Systems is huge. In screen printing, we went from like just me and my body to like 4 people working with us and creating the systems. That's my problem now, is systems.
Would you say that let me ask you a question, because I never did ask you this. Why the product instead of the end result? Like, you don't do custom, so what made you say, okay, I'm just going to do the pushing of the product?
I don't have that creativity. I mean, being honest with myself, I don't have that creativity. I love people. I'm a salesman. I love to talk to people. I don't sell people. I get excited. I get excited about what I do. I love, and I hope I convey that with you guys. I feel like I do that in here. I get excited about what I do. I love what I do. The sitting down and designing things and going back and forth and doing all that, I'm not good at that. You have to be very detail oriented with what you do when you do custom stuff for people. I mean, extremely custom. When you do branding, you don't, right? It's your stuff. You design it, you sell it, call it a day, right? They don't like it, they don't buy it. But when you do custom stuff, man, you're off one thing. So when I was at screen printing, I didn't do the printing there either. I didn't do hardly any of that. That is not fun. That is not enjoyable for me. Yes, I did a lot of heat pressing. Yes, I did a lot of weeding. Yes, I helped screen print. I grabbed shirts off the dryer. I did a lot of that as well. Clean screens, did all of it, but not daily. That was not what I wanted to do with my time. It's not for me. To come up with a new design to sell on, the big Facebook and Etsy, and I don't know, just doesn't get me excited.
See, for me now, as a customizer on the other side, it's like, that's the fun part for me. It's coming up. It should
be. If it's not, you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, that's true too. You don't like what you shouldn't be doing it.
I love helping people. I love people walk in my door, and no, I don't know everything, but I can kind of guide them, or I can guide them in the right direction of what they need, where they want to go. The margins aren't as good on what my end as it is on your end. That's just how it works, right? When you just buy something and put it on your shelf, you're not making the money you're making off of it. I have to have more business. You have to have more people, quantity. You guys are more quality. You can have 100 great customers a year and be sitting really well. I can't survive on 100 customers a year. So it's different. And it's not that I need more. It don't mean that in a bad way for my end. I love everybody that walks in my door. That's my favorite part of it, is talking to. So we live here I'm in North Canton, real close to the Football Hall of Fame. If you guys are familiar with that. I had some folks 2 ladies drive out to me, all the way to me from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania today. That's about 2 hours away. And there's no great way. If you're from this area, you know anything about it, there is no good way to get here. There is no highway. It is all back roads, hills, country, deer, great scenic Sunday drive, but it is not a great way to get there. And they came all the way for me. That's it. Just to see me. Now they ate some lunch here and some other things. I get that almost daily, an hour daily. People drive here. It's amazing to me. And that's so nice. I always tell my sister's fiance he's like a CEO type of deal. He's a bigwig and very successful. My sister and him, and they're intrigued by what I do. And I was telling him, I said, it's amazing how people walk in your door and thank you for being there. What other industry do people walk in and like, oh, thank you for serving me this food, right? There's 100 of them, right? Thank you for being here for these clothes. You don't get what I get in here. It's amazing. It is wonderful. And that's what, filling a need. And that's a silly need maybe, but supply and demand. And I have a lot of crafters in this area, a lot of creators in this area. And I think a lot of that's due to me. It's easy to walk in and get your stuff, right? You don't have to go spend triple it at Joann's and Michael's and, Hobby Lobby and those places. And get half the selection and double the price.
Do you think your previous sales is reason like they always say you have to have a niche or you should pick a niche that you should stick with? Do you think when you were selling prior to now that has helped advance you pushing the vinyl?
Yeah. I think what sales does is kind of help you control the situation. Kind of helps you control, dealing with people every day and dealing with sales and more customer service than sales. I guess I don't really consider it sales. I'm not selling these people the vinyl. They're coming in here to buy the vinyl. If you're a car salesman, they're coming in there to buy the car, right? You're not going to call someone up and make them buy t-shirts. Like if you're making t-shirts, you're not going to call them up, hey, you have to buy my t-shirts, right? That's not how it works. You're filling a need. So I used to go meet with, I don't know, schools and this, and what sets you apart. I'm excited about what we do here. So if I'm a screen printer, what do we do different? We offer stores. We offer this. We offer, fast turnarounds. We'll bring you sample guides out. Don't kill yourself in the details because a lot of people don't care. But if you're excited about it and you don't hide behind the phone, don't hide behind your email, and you're approachable and you are excited about it, that's what it is to me. I believe I increased my sales in here 15, 20%. It's not because I sell it to them. Hey, buy this. Hey, buy this. I talk about people out of buying things sometimes. I'm like, you don't really need that. Just do this. Just do that, if anything. But they see it. I'm excited about it. Absolutely. Impulse buys. My business is a lot of impulse buy. A lot of mistakes. 20% of my business is probably people forgetting to mirror, running on a vinyl, weeding it wrong, whatever. That's probably 20% of my business is mistakes.
I know from walking into your store, man, you're very personable, very easygoing, and it's been a lot of times I hit you on a late night, like, hey, tomorrow I need like 5 yards of this and this and this.
Yep.
I'm trying to finish a job. I appreciate that too, man, because you always answer. I appreciate it.
This says he struggle with sales. Like, just curious, like people ask me all the time, like, how do you make money in this business? Another question I always get is they're like, well, everybody has a Cricut. Everybody has a Cricut, right? That's what you hear. Everybody does. But are they you? Are they good at it? Do they make stuff that people want? Do they know your circle of friends and family? Just because you work at a school and 8 teachers have the Cricut doesn't mean that they're necessarily competition for you. Apparel is what? The number 1 industry, second biggest industry in the world. I mean, food, clothes, that's pretty much shelter. That's it, right? You can get the Cricut and make, or Silhouette, or whatever machine you want. The plotter, I push probably a plotter over both of them, to be honest. You can make money. I got a person, they come in, I hear stories. A lot of my customers make a lot of money doing this. And they'll make a cup, post it online, and sell 300 of them. I had a lady local. She doesn't really make shirts. She does other things. She posted a shirt for a local school. It went viral. I think she sold like 80 of them in a week, 80 to 100 of them in a week. Now, you're not getting rich, no, but you're doing better than the week before, right? I mean, for someone who has no sales, that's huge.
Yeah.
I got a guy that comes in here. He does like $400 a week in pasties. It's what he sells.
Really?
We're freezing up here. It's crazy. I always find it funny how people make money and what they do. This one lady last summer, she bought the buckets from the dollar store. Put some really cool design, like sand buckets. Put some really cool designs on them, layered like my glitter and different things. Sold them on, I think it was Etsy. Make a killing. She was in here buying vinyl all day long. It was a lot of intricate work, but she made a killing. Now, could you or I go on Etsy and post these buckets and sell 30 a week? Probably not, right? But what can you sell?
Yeah.
What can you sell that they're not? You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at it. And I always tell people, you know what you like. If you're 22, make stuff 22-year-olds like. You're not going to make something that a 50-year-old likes, right? That's always some advice I give. My unsolicited advice, kind of like right now, my unsolicited advice of what are you into? I have have a couple of vets. They make a lot of vet stuff. I have people who are passionate about animals. They make stuff for like animal sanctuaries. A lady that was in AA, so she made AA stuff and sold a ton of it. What are you passionate about? What do you do? What do you like? Other people like it. We're not. It's not just us that like this, right? So that's kind of my unsolicited advice on that.
Awesome. I want to talk about your glitters. You carry how many different flavors once again? Because you know I don't say colors, I say flavors. How many flavors you carry?
I think we're up to like 51 now. I lost track the last time. I think we're up to like 51 flavors of glitter, from chunky, fine, and ultra fine.
Yeah.
We have some really nice custom mixes. The one I'm most proud of is I matched Caesar's Lagoon glitter, heat transfer glitter. I matched that into custom mixed into my own glitter, so you can have your cup match your shirt now.
Wow.
And you can turn that glitter into heat transfer into decal. Now you can make your, put it on your car too. You can be, matchy, right? All your flavors, one flavor for all.
What's going on? Just being me, just JBM. Customs Journey been asking some awesome questions. Appreciate you, James, as always. So I'm gonna hop into this rapid fire. Quick. Before I do that, y'all make sure y'all visit Vinyl Supply Unlimited today. Like, as soon as we get off of here, y'all hit that website up. He has glitters, metamarks, which that's all that's behind me, all on my wall. I think you're the only person that carry it, right?
It might be a few of us. Like, my vendor's really the only one that has it, so there might be a few of us. But I mean,
I call it a premium quality decal. It's not just a regular Oracal. I have no problem with Oracal, but I prefer Metamark. You can get it right here from VinylSupplyUnlimited.com. Use the promo code Squad Creatives 10. Get 10% off your entire order. $50. If you spend $50, it's free shipping.
Absolutely.
Now visit Vinyl Supply Unlimited today. I had to just do a commercial on the spot.
I love it. It's wonderful. How could you say no, right? It's fantastic.
So we're going to hop into this rapid fire real quick. I'm going to ask you 5 questions. You can answer to the best of your capability. They're like real quick. Nothing that has to be too strenuous. Hot or cold?
Cold.
If you weren't in the vinyl business, what would you be doing?
Sales, real estate.
Okay. Favorite holiday?
4th of July.
Ooh. So tell us something that you've done that you wasn't expecting to do.
So I said they were going to be easy. That ain't an easy one.
That's fair.
No, it's not. I never thought I'd be selling glitter for a living. I know that's kind of going back on maybe a little cheesy, but I never thought I'd be like, let's buy hundreds of pounds of glitter and sell glitter and look beautiful for 3 days after you bottle it. I never expected to do that. That is still boggles my mind, is the glitter. The other stuff is what it is, but to start your own glitter brand from scratch, that is something that I still is a struggle and a blessing at the same time.
Well, you answered it fairly enough. You got it right on point.
It wasn't really easy though. I want chalked up to your easy. It's not like asking hot or cold, but we'll go with it.
I always do that. Fifth and final question. You do this as inspiration, motivation. Tell people what it is that you do, other than just sell vinyl. You sell us yourself, right? In a sense.
Absolutely. I sell a brand. I sell an environment and a culture. And I don't use that as a cheesy, as a big corporation. Oh, the culture is great, right? No, you come in here and it's nice. I get a lot of people that come in the door that may not have, they are stay-at-home parents. They're living right now. I mean, the last 2 years, right? It's been crazy for most people. And they come in here and it's all colorful. There's great stuff on the wall. It's easy to get. a friendly face. I talk to them. I'm always happy to see everybody. That's what I feel like I'm doing more than selling vinyl is making a good place to go, a great place to go, and do what you want to do. Be creative. Make money. Depends what you're doing, right?
Yep. They say you just got to get up and get started, no matter what it is. Get up, get started, man. I appreciate you answering those questions. Jason, what could you tell us that I haven't already asked, man? Because
I haven't just talked to. I just talk too much. That's my problem. I talk too much. I just spend most of my day just talking to people. That's really what I do. Just chit chat. Stay with it. I just feel like there's something that will break. If you're putting stuff out there, your brand or designs, even if you buy them off of Etsy, right? Everybody buys designs off of Etsy. It's easier sometimes, and you put it out there, and you're trying to get some sales. You're trying to get going with it. Keep at it. Advice I give to people, and I need to stick with my own advice, is unsolicited advice. Again, you ready for that? Everybody wants, including me. You want to get into sublimation. You want to get into making signs. You want to get into glitter. You want to make it into tumblers. You want to get into shirts. You spend more money than you make. Some people just do shirts and make a lot of money. Some people like to diversify. That's great too. But sometimes people just get in and keep spending. They're not making any money because they just keep spending. That's kind of my advice.
12 asks for you to tell us about your day-to-day operations.
I pretty much live here. Not as much lately. That's faulty. Man, I've been lazy lately. I'm only working like 50, 60 hours right now instead of 80. But I'm in here typically by 9 a.m., put the kids on the bus, and we open up. I mean, I cut down most of my vinyl. These shelves are my creation. So, this isn't McDonald's. There's not nobody tell me how to do this. So it's creativity, putting stuff on there, trying to post to social media, which I'm awful at, getting orders. I have orders coming in all the time for pickup, shipping. I work on those things, bringing vinyl 4 days a week now. I'm so busy, getting it put away, getting it put out, trying to make the customer experience the best it can be. And then helping customers. I have 30 people walking my door a day, just handling customers and trying to get orders together. That a lot of it. I come back to work at this time at night, 3-4 days a week. You're never going to build something on 40 hours a week. I'm a firm believer of that. You're never going to build nothing great on 40 hours. I don't know how anybody does anything on 40 hours. I don't.
That's like part time.
I come back here I need to be back here from like 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. at least 3 days a week to really get some good quality things done. It's uploading new things on my website, pricing things, moving the store around, researching, what I want to bring in, and then all the back end stuff. I mean, everybody loves to pay Uncle Sam and do your books too, right?
Got you. That's a big major part of it.
They're coming, and I always joke around. They're coming after my customers right now with that whole PayPal thing. I mean, they're directly coming after my customers.
So that's what I did just see that recently, where they had crazy stuff in the comment section real quick, where they had charged a little bit more. They're taking a little bit more of a percentage when you send money over in PayPal or either Cash App or Venmo, any of them platforms where you get money.
They get you for a good 3%, 2.6%, 3%. I mean, I always just account for 3%, but now I think they're getting you if you was it like over $600 in a year. I don't pay too much attention to it because my stuff is all laid through my business, all my Venmo and all that. But I think if you do over like 600 a year, you got to claim that on your taxes. And that's directly coming after entrepreneurs. I mean, if you look at it in the last year and a half, the percent of LLCs that have increased is crazy. Everybody wants to work for themselves now, make $15 an hour. What do you go to work for? A paycheck? Typically that's why I tell my customers, what do you go to work for if you're making $12 an hour, just a couple bucks? typically you don't have great insurance. Nobody has pension anymore. So what are you going to work for? A couple $100 a week? You can make that making shirts. And I think the government's realizing that's why I still say, I joke around, I still say I'm hurting the local economy a little bit. I have so many customers that don't work because they do this. Why go make $300 a week and work for the man when you can make that at home making shirts? Or you see on Facebook how many people have started cleaning companies and car detailing and bakeries and dog walking. And I mean, it's amazing what people have done out of
It's that era. Plus the COVID gave us a healthy, nice push for everybody to become entrepreneurs. So
they sent everybody home and gave them money. So what do? The hustlers come out. The real people that want to make money come out. If you give somebody a couple grand and some free time, you're either going to do nothing with it and sit there and play video games, or you're going to make some money. And you see, I think it was like 2 or 3 more million LLCs, and don't quote me, but a couple more million LLCs in last year than in previous years, because they're like, well, you told me I couldn't work. You told me I couldn't do this. You told me, we couldn't for many reasons, right? Now I'm gonna work for myself. I don't have to worry about it now. I can make that money at home, and you can directly see it by nobody's going back to work. And I know there's many other reasons, and I'm sure people will tell me I'm wrong and this, that, and the other, and it may be, but I quit my job November or last October. I walked away.
This is a couple years ago. I quit my job, but once I seen, and I'm gonna use a little snippet of what Yoda V said when I interviewed him. He had got fired because of the COVID situation, and he had started a business. And basically, once you start that business, it's like I'll never get fired again. Makes sense.
You don't, but that's where people fail though too. There's nobody telling you, hey, Mike, you got to be on here Saturday night. I mean, I guess you work with Seco on that, but you're gonna get fired. I mean, nobody's telling me to come in here right now to do this. Nobody tells me to come in. I make my own hours. Everybody's like, oh, you work for yourself. You get to do what you want. No, not really. I'm, accountable to how many people now to be in here every day. I don't care how I feel. I'm in here every day, open at 11 a.m. 6 days a week. I'm in here open. Can you handle it when no one's watching? That's what you'll say. When no one's watching, what are you doing? You're just gonna sit there on your phone? We can all do that.
You got to hold yourself accountable if you're an entrepreneur, especially if you want to get to the higher level. You have to hold yourself accountable.
And I've been guilty of that some lately. I've been getting lazy, and it's like I need to. I'm still working like 60 hours a week, but I'm like I need that 80. And I'm sure you have this too. How many people are in your corner telling you how great you are? This is something I've been. How many people in your life, and hopefully you. Because this kind of goes double-edged sword. How many people are like, "Hey, Mike, man, look what you've done. Yeah, you built a business. You got a social presence. You're local celebrities, like like to call you. You're this, that, and the other, and you're doing great. But when you see it, what do you say? Well, I need to do this better. I need to do that better. I need to do that better. And that's kind of been where I'm at. Is like, don't believe your own hype. Last year, everybody's like, look what you did. Look what you did. You took nothing. I do in a month what I did last year in sales. You took nothing, a loan, a small loan to this. And I'm nowhere close to where I want to be. But you start believing your own hype. You start being, oh yeah, I'm satisfied. No, I'm not satisfied. No, I'm failing. I always look at it as I'm failing. I'm like, oh, you're crazy. You're hard on yourself. Like, well, who else is going to be, who's going to do it? Who's going to be hard on me? We don't need that as us. Right. And that's that own hype of, oh, you're doing great. Well, you are doing great, Mike. You're doing fantastic. You are doing an absolute wonderful job.
I pick at that like, okay, yeah, I'm doing great in this area, but like you said, what could I be doing over here? I'm not applying over in this other area.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like this needs to go here. And unless you have like maybe your significant other or someone real close to you, one, we won't let them in to tell us that too, because you're like, what are you doing? Tell me what you're doing that's so great. If they start critiquing you, I mean, we're all that guy too. But I've been very humbled with that. I know that I'm always hard on myself. I'm my biggest critic of, okay, well, yeah, I did this, but I should already be here. My biggest complaint, I was talking to you about, is why am I not an X company? Why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? what am I doing? What am I doing wrong? And I've kind of come to realization that I couldn't handle it. You can only grow so big. Don't grow too big too fast. Everything happens for a reason. But yeah, that's another thing. I think people, when they start getting some success, they don't listen to the hype.
That's the thing. People may say, Mike, you are this. Mike, you said my name. People are starting to realize, I do okay, whatever. At the end of the day, if I don't take that time to pick at that armor and you just go off that big head, that eventually will crash your plane. So a slow, steady growth, and I've had to been told this a couple of times. I know when I see something, I create something, that feeling I get. So for you to be able to, you don't actually make the designs, but you give people the inspiration to make the designs. You have all that stuff behind you.
Yeah.
What would be something that you would tell somebody that's coming in and they don't know what part to be on? Obviously, you sell vinyl, but you know a lot of people that do customs.
Yeah.
What direction would you push them in?
A lot of people start with stuff for themselves. They have kids. They make their kid shirt, right? A lot of people start there, especially now. 5-10 years ago, no, they kind of started it as a business. They wanted a business. A lot of people now I started this out. I hear it every day. I started this out not to make money, but it came from there. Start out with what you love. You love making your family's going to Disney and you want all matching Disney shirts. Somebody was doing that today. Well, other people want that too. And you enjoy doing it. You like doing it. I get heat all the time because I always say sublimation isn't for shirts. I'm like, yeah. And I know people give me heat for it because I know there's going to be somebody who says, I make a ton of money. I make a living off of sublimating shirts.
But to be honest with you, it's not. It's a lot of work. Just sublimating.
It's great. They look, the feel's fantastic, but I don't want a white shirt. People love white shirts. So it's like me personally, you can sublimate on this. You can sublimate on that. I have the clear heat transfer now. I have frosty heat transfer now. You can sub on. I have glow in the dark. I have all glitters. I have a ton of things you can sublimate on. I sell the sublimation shirts. I sell the easy subli. I sell the sublimation. I sell it all. And don't get me wrong. I love selling it. And you can make a ton of money sublimating on shirts. But I don't think it's there yet. It's fantastic. But
unless you got the big old press, the 30 by 40.
Doing all over prints. Those are cool. Those are real cool. Well, right now, good luck finding the shirts. You might be able to find them. Good luck with that right now. So what are you going to do? So you make a really sweet sublimation design. There's no feel to it. That's why we love sublimation. And you sell a bunch of them and now you can't get the shirts. Now what? Now in 6 months from now, if the supply chain's better, absolutely. But you're still limited with sublimation. Everything has its limitations. But going back to your question is do what you enjoy. If you hate doing decals, don't do decals. People hate weeding decals. Hate it. People complain about it all day. Don't do it. If it's bad for your soul, don't do it. I was joking. It's bad for my soul. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad for my soul. I can't do it. You can't do it. I turn away custom work. I don't want nothing to do with it. People come in all the time. Hey, can you get me? Nope. I'll give it to one of my helper. I'll give it to one of my workers. Nope. Will you? Nope. It's bad for the stress. It's bad for my soul. It's bad for my soul. I always joke. Can't do it. I don't want it. I'm not into it. I don't have my heart in. No, I won't do it.
So we came up with I came up with a list that I used on one of my YouTube videos for the top 10 colors every custom apparel decorator or whatever part it is that you are in this industry, they should have the certain 10 colors. What's 10 colors you think a person should start out with?
Just easy weed colors or just basic, no glitters, just basic 10 easy weed colors?
We're going to do and then we're going to do glitter.
Okay, easy weed. White, black, red. Hands down those. Buy 5 yards of those. You get your best deal with easy weed. You get your best deal at 5 yards. You get almost a yard for free. Especially white. I sell white 4-to-1 over black. and 10-1 over every other color. Buy 5 yards of white. Don't even mess around. Just buy it. You save a ton. Yeah. Black, white, red, a gray, blue, yellow, and what your local school colors are. So, like, that's you need the basics. The rainbow, Roy G Biv, like those absolutely. But your local, here we're football. Around here is football. So if you live in this town here in North Canada, it's orange and brown.
Yep.
I'm a mass. It's orange and black. Wherever you live, you better have the orange. You better stock orange. I sell a lot of orange. This year I sell Texas orange, like this time of year. But being specific, purple's a big one. Purple, there's 12 different shades of every color, but your basics, white, black, red, stock up on them. The worst thing you can do is run out of white, right? It's 2 a.m. and you run out of white. That's a stupid problem to have. That's white, come on now. Black, red, that's what you need in your local school colors.
For the glitters.
White, black, school colors. If you're sublimating, you better bring in white to sub one. There's 4 different colors, like different black and different white. There's like the rainbow and the galaxy under Caesar. They won't make a huge difference, but at least have both of those. Your red's popular, but over there it's the rose gold. And for Caesar, it's the rose gold, flamingo pink, the translucent orange. Those are huge. Bronze is a really popular one. Sorry, I'm looking at my glitter rack. That's what I'm looking at. Cool. And gold. I saw a lot of gold. It's like kind of a school color. But gold, I think, is an underrated color that people use a lot of that they don't necessarily think. Green, for me, is not a huge popular color until Christmas time. Green.
St. Patrick.
I sell green, don't get me wrong, but it's not. Unless that's your school colors. You make soccer shirts or baseball shirts. But I know I don't give you direct answers.
No,
I know.
Well, we appreciate you coming out and dropping some gems on us, and we'll probably have another conversation.
Hopefully it wasn't too much.
No, it wasn't too much.
I was telling you, this is my first time on camera. I've avoided it like the plague. I don't put my name on my business card, my Vinyl Supply business card. I don't put my name on that. I don't put you won't see my picture on the VSU page nowhere. That's kind of been my downfall, I think. And you keep pushing me to get into it. And
look, they got to know the face to know the brand, because we've been hollering Vinyl Supply Unlimited for the last, year and a half almost, it seems like. And like I said, we appreciate you. We really, truly appreciate you to put your face to your, the brand.
Yeah.
It's people, I use my face on my card. And I talk to everybody. Seek say I'm a social butterfly.
That's funny. Seek say he goes, you got a voice for radio. I'm like, well, hopefully I don't have the face for radio too, right? Come on now. No, I know he didn't say that. He's wonderful. It didn't mean like that, but it made me think like I got the face probably too. I know. No, it's just I'm just like everybody else. Like, I don't like the way I look on camera. I don't like the way I'm just being honest. Like, we're here to be, this is the problems that I'm sure a lot of people seeing that don't make videos now, that don't like this is what you do. You make videos. To me, I see this is you are only going to go. I can't imagine where you're going to be even in a couple months from now, the work you put in and the dedication and the knowledge that you have. I'm excited to see where you're at in a month, let alone 5 years. We'll look back to this and say, this was my first one. And this is where you're at. These are the views and these are the people you help, not only in shirts, you do a lot of different things too. And I'm sure you have your method to your madness too, right? Of what you're trying to do. And, I'm excited. I'm excited to see where we go, and
we're only going up from here. That's for sure.
I know I got to break down and actually do the TikTok, and I'm too old for that, but I need to or something.
My thing with the TikTok, 12 will tell you, because 12 actually he picks good titles and stuff, and he's popular on TikTok, so his TikTok is booming. He always tells me it's all about the hashtags and leading up to the next video. I guess you leave them in suspense good enough, they want to come back.
Is that what it is? I'm always like, see, I'm my own worst critic. I'm like, is anybody actually going to want to watch me or listen to what I have to say? Like, I don't know. Do I really know what you question yourself? Do I really know what I'm talking about? I do know what I'm talking about, but do you, the consumer, want to listen to what I have to say? Do I want to get on here? And that's where I'm always like my own worst critic of, I don't know. You're your own doubter. You're like, But I'm getting to the point now where it's like, I want to now. You have to want it, right?
Yep. So tell us everywhere that people can reach you, because I know folks are going to want to know where they can get that Madam Martin.
So online, my website is wonderful. That's the best way to go in there and order. If there's any questions, you don't see something on there, especially in sublimation. I'm getting all my glitter photos on there as we speak to update that and to grow that. But if you don't see something there, reach out, email, Facebook. My phone number's on there. It's I have workers, but I answer everything. You're going to talk to me when you call me. You're not going to talk to somebody else, some secretary, and I'm out golfing. You're talking to me. I handle the situation. But yeah, the website, email, the phone, that's the way to go. And, I'll do my best to help you and get what you need to get your stuff done.
Awesome. You also gonna be on YouTube too. You're gonna be on YouTube. Sorry, y'all.
I got like 4 videos from like 2 years ago that I need to, but I don't know about.
I'll tell you what's popular is that sticker video, that transforming that heat transfer vinyl to sticker.
Oh, nobody knows about that. I'm like, I love glitter decals, great, right? But it's not the same as glitter heat transfer. It's just not the same. It doesn't my glitter decal is fantastic, but it looks like boat paint, right? That's what it looks like. It looks like that's what it is. It just doesn't pop. I don't mean it in a bad way, but it looks like boat paint. But the heat transfer it's grittier, it has that sandpaper feel a little bit. It is what it is. They're all the same in that sense. But I mean, Caesar has the smooth ones now, which are really nice, but they don't look like the traditional. But to make that, or the patterns, to make that into decal, it's a game changer. And it was on my computer for like a year and a half, in and out of my computer bag every day. It stays. Is yours? What did you make? Do you still see yours?
So I actually just did a video recently. I had did some letters, and I did like 2 bathrooms. And when I mean bathrooms, I actually made like this lady, she's doing Louis Vuitton in her bathroom. So I took the silver confetti, Caesar glitter, and I made the LV out of that. And I think I got like 10 yards from you of the clear, the sticker, or is it just clear? And I put that vinyl on top of that. And from there, I had to do some skulls, and I did some baseballs, and I did some names. So it actually led into like 2 weeks of work of just decal.
It's game changer. That to me is the game changer, because you don't see those, right? Yeah. You don't, when you make your tumblers and your cups, you're not limited now. There's really no way to put decal on shirts, right? But you can turn everything in the store into a decal. It's fantastic, and it's easy. It's not like it's some. I know people they were making some candles, like Grinch stickers for candles, instead of layering decal, which can be fun. Yeah. She was doing it with heat transfer and just pressing it, layering it with the heat press. Just laying it, and then it's one.
It's easier to do it that way.
Now it's more expensive. Heat transfer, yes, is more expensive, but what's your time worth? Maybe it's worth it to you, maybe it's not. That's up to the consumer, but it's different. That now she made like 30 Grinch stickers, and she layered them with heat transfer, pressed them, called it a day. It's a little tricks, right? That's when people come in. I tell them a little, overwhelm them with information, Yep,
that's all you can do. Man, we reciprocated. Love it. Hey, y'all visit Vinyl Supply Unlimited tonight. Soon as you get off. Squad Creative in. Use it. We appreciate you coming on once again, Jason.
Thank you.
Everybody that came and rocked with us tonight, we appreciate y'all. We're out.
Thank you guys so much.
Peace, y'all.